Hi everyone, it's Melanie from Epi Enchant. Welcome to another editing tutorial. Sorry if you hear any background noise. My parents decided to have a karaoke night. I'm not gonna sing, but just a warning. In this video, you'll be learning how to make this outfit and minus the contour and makeup and the headphones. So, thanks for watching and enjoy! First things first, you're gonna need to create a new layer. You are also going to make sure that you have a black color ready to use, and you're going to start outlining and creating your outfit shape so that when you go to color it in, it's all ready to go and you're not scrambling. So here I'm just kind of drawing it. It's kind of like trial and error, but you know, it all works out at the end. Just to make sure that you're being very specific so that you know what to color in at the end when it actually does come time to color it. And sometimes on the sides, like the black will be more faded or thin, so make sure to fill those in as well because it kind of throws you off if you don't. Now that I have finished drawing my shirt outline and template, I'm going to start on the shorts. There are a few tools that you can use to make things straighter or more curved and make things more precise. Like here, I'm using the straight line tool so that it's not all crooked and squiggly. It's very helpful. It's at the top with the little pointer finger and the little like dot. Here I'm just erasing where the line of the leg is because it looks weird if it's still there. And I'm also creating a line underneath the top line so that I can create something like a belt. So I'm not using the straight line tool anymore. And this part's kind of hard for me sometimes, but you have to try to make that little line and that curve above the center, excuse me, because it makes things look more even and evenly distributed. So now I'm basically just drawing the little holes that the belt goes through so that it stays in place. It took me a while to be able to draw these, but it still kind of does, but you know, you get used to it and you find what works for you and what doesn't and all that, so it's all good. A lot of the skills and things that I'm doing in this outfit can work for tons of other kinds that you probably want to do, so that it's not just like you know how to do one outfit and like you do the same thing every time. So, you know, but a lot of these things you can take away from this video and use it on your own edits so that it doesn't look like, oh yeah, I only know how to do one thing, and it's like, you know, But, you know, just follow along with the video and it'll like show you different things. Yeah, and if I didn't mention before, where you have to use Ibis Paint, well, at least that's what I'm using. I'm pretty sure you can use Medibang, but I don't really know how to use that, so don't ask me about that. I feel like Ibis Paint is really easy to use and very user-friendly, so that's good. That's what I recommend to use. So yeah, and I'm just going over the crevice here so that, crevice, the right word, sorry. Just going over that line there so that it looks more natural, you know, so it's like pops out and it doesn't look faded. So now that I've finished drawing the outline of the outfit, I'm going to create a new layer underneath it. So if your thing was layer 2, it should be layer 2 now, and your drawing should be layer 3. And I'm just trying to find the colors that I like to use, and I like to keep it in my palette because it's just easy to access that way. So I'm using white, and you're going to need 2 shades. You're going to need, like, say, white, for example, and then a shade that is a little bit darker for the actual shading. So I'm just using the darker color here and going over the body part that is more darker than the rest. And I like to outline it because when it's time to color it all in, it's easier. And I'll show you a trick so you don't need to spend 5 whole minutes just coloring it in. So now that I finished outlining the part that's darker, I'm just going to color it in a little bit. And sometimes when you use lighter colors, it's a little bit harder, but later in a minute, when it's time to use the lighter color, I'm going to show you a trick. So you kind of have to color this part in because the trick that I like to do sometimes doesn't work with white like this, so you'll understand once you try it for yourself. But now that that part's done, I'm going over to the shoulder and down below by the shirt to finish the shading. Just like this. And now that I've finished that, I'm going to go to the little toolbar below in the right hand corner, or the left hand corner, sorry. And I'm going to also create a new layer and put it underneath. Make sure it's underneath it. And grab the bucket, and you're going to just tap on wherever it hasn't been colored, and you're going to use your regular pen to go over like the collarbone or the chest line, just like that. And you can go over any of the outline that's starting to fade, like right over there. See, as I'm doing right now. Just go over that, makes it look more clean and smooth. It looks like you gave it a lot of time. So now we can start working on the jeans. So just make sure to create a new layer. Choose your 2 jean colors because you're going to need a lighter color, for example, like a lighter piece, because you're also going to need a darker one for shading. And I just keep it in my palette so we can have it ready whenever we need it. And now I'm just going to go over the parts with a new layer where I'm going to be shading it in. And I'm just going to outline it like that so that I can come back with the bucket later. And you guys are free to use my outline, or like this, for example, if you'd like to do something like an outfit like mine here, you're welcome to use this as a guideline. Just make sure to give me credit. Yeah. So now create a new layer, and you're going to use the lighter color and the bucket to fill it in. And we're going to go over those black lines in a minute. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my darker colors to fill in the pocket lines. And then I'm going to go to the layer that I drew the outline of the pants on, and I'm going to color it on top. You can't do it on a layer that's underneath it because it won't show. So that's why you have to do it either on top of the layer that you drew your outline or on a new layer. Now you're going to choose a goldish yellow color and fill in that circle in the middle. And now I'm just going to create a new layer underneath the outlining layer so that I can go over some of the lines with a faded opacity of the darker color, the shading color. And it makes it look like light is beaming down on it and it's creating shadows. You also want to go over the outline of the outfit because you don't want it to fade out. Now create a new layer and make sure to click on it. And now all you're going to do is you're going to select the color of the skin tone of your character, and you're going to draw weirder shapes that aren't too perfect because it's going to be the holes in our jeans. And you want to try to make them a lot different so that it doesn't look like it was totally perfectly planned out. Now go ahead and color those slots in. Now select the color white, and you're going to draw squiggly lines around the outline of the rip in the jeans. Still using white, you're going to draw lines going in all kinds of directions to make it look like it's still holding on string by string. And you want to try to make these very random, but not just one string in every spot. Repeat for the rest of the rips. And this doesn't have to just be jeans. You can do this for any kind of clothes you'd like as well. If it's got rips in a jean jacket or a jean hat, for example. I don't know if that actually exists, but it could. Now create a new layer, and make sure to select it so you can actually draw on it. Here I'm just drawing thin lines on the bottom of the shorts so that it still has that messy look to it. Well, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you found this helpful. Please subscribe and like this video to see more tutorials and videos like this. You can also see the final product of the edit on @epi.melanie's Instagram account. See you guys next time. Bye! Epi Enchant! Epi Enchant!